Welcome into the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you. What a joke that was. What an embarrassing loss for the San Francisco 49ers. Should heads roll after a defeat like that? The Niners are a team that is broken. And they are broken mentally. They are broken spiritually. They are broken physically. The Niners took the field in that game against Green Bay. And even though it got interesting in moments, even though the Niners tried to claw back, they didn't believe as a football team that they could actually win that ball game against Green Bay. The Niners missed around 20 tackles in this game. They turned it over multiple times. Deebo Samuel had a couple of drop passes. They looked disinterested. And they never stood a chance. They traveled all the way from Santa Clara to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and they got annihilated. San Francisco got embarrassed. San Francisco got punched in the chin time and time again, and the only thing that saved them was the final buzzer. 38-10 is the final score in Week 12 for the Niners. They get drubbed by the Green Bay Packers. Most points they have given up in a game since that dreaded 2020 season. And with the way that this Niners season has gone, with all of the injuries that have stacked up on top of one another, with all of the mistakes and self-inflicted wounds that the Niners continue to suffer, this 2024 season feels a lot like that 2024 campaign, or like that 2020 campaign. This is as bad as it gets. This is as embarrassing of a Niners loss as you will ever see. Kyle Shanahan going with Brandon Allen over Joshua Dobbs. I think the Niners heard that news once Brock Purdy was ruled out, and they knew that they weren't going to win this game. Look at their body language. Look at how sad and mopey they were. Look at how they were sulking behind this offensive line, which can't pass protect. They can't run block. You're going to go with the statue of a quarterback in Brandon Allen over Joshua Dobbs? He can't move in the pocket. He was dealing with a broken middle finger on his non-throwing hand. 2 fumbles, a pick. Green Bay able to score touchdowns on both those giveaways. It could have been even worse with how much the Niners turned the football over. Christian McCaffrey fumble on an explosive play for him. That was the Niners' 3rd turnover. Green Bay able to capitalize on that as well. So Kyle Shanahan goes with Brandon Allen over Joshua Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs is the better player. He's the more dynamic athlete. He has the better arm. He's the better runner. Behind this porous offensive line, without Trent Williams, he gives you more of a chance to create out of structure, get creative, create improvisationally. He is the better all-around quarterback. But just because Brandon Allen knows the system better over a guy who studied aerospace engineering at Tennessee, Kyle Shanahan goes with Brandon Allen. From the moment Shanahan made that decision, the Niners stood no chance in this ballgame. They still have not beat a team with an above 500 record this year. They are 5-6, and it gets worse. They now travel to take on the Buffalo Bills in Week 13. What's insane is that the Seattle Seahawks beat the Arizona Cardinals coming off the Cardinals' bye. The Seahawks-Cardinals tied atop the division at 6-5. The Niners are 1 game out of first place. But there is no indication that San Francisco can make a late season surge. This is who the Niners are. This is who the Niners have been all year long. It's a listless, non-effort performance when you have around 20 missed tackles in a single game. The Niners had missed 15 tackles, I think, in the first quarter alone. Deebo Samuel is telling his kicker to lock in when he misses 3 kicks against the Buccaneers. Deebo Samuel has to lock in. He's having the worst year of his career. He dropped the ball when the Niners were still in it. That was intercepted by Xavier McKinney. Packers scored a touchdown after that giveaway. Deebo should have caught that football. That changed the game in a way. He's having the worst year of his career. Kyle Shanahan's having the worst year of his career. Christian McCaffrey's having the worst year of his career. And I talk about Kyle Shanahan's bad decision to go with Brandon Allen over Joshua Dobbs. Why is Jordan Mason not getting in the game until garbage time? He gets one carry when the game mattered. He runs for 16 yards. Kyle Shanahan takes him out. It's coaching malpractice. It's game management malpractice. And Kyle Shanahan is lost. And Kyle Shanahan is looking and coaching like a guy who embodies, and it is reminiscent of what his team looks like. Broken. Physically, mentally, spiritually. And how about this Niners team? Penalties left and right on special teams. Penalties left and right on defense. Penalties left and right on offense. 22 first downs for Green Bay. 11 for the Niners. 67 total plays for Green Bay. 47 for San Francisco. 325 total yards for the Packers. 241 for the Niners. 11 drives for Green Bay. 12 for San Francisco. In the first half, the Niners had as many penalties, 5, as they did first downs. Brandon Allen put together one good drive. The Packers ran it for 169 yards. The Niners ran it for 44, 2.8 yards per carry. 9 penalties for 77 yards. Unacceptable, embarrassing performance for San Francisco. Dominated by 13 minutes of time of possession. Ridiculous. Our postgame sponsor on this somber 49ers Report postgame show, PrizePicks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. You choose 2 or more players. You choose more or less on the projected stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money. Right now, you get $50 when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. PrizePicks now offers Venmo as a checkout option, and you get safe and secure checkouts. So when you use that link down below, prizepicks.com/CLNS, you get $50 when you play $5. Our selections today, we were able to hit 1 of 2. Christian Watson, less than 43.5 receiving yards. He dropped what would have been a 49-yard touchdown. Kept the Niners in the game there for a bit. And then Christian McCaffrey, more than 78.5 rushing yards. He's either cooked or still hurt. He is not the same guy. Run your game with PrizePicks, daily fantasy sports made easy. More than 10 million active members, billions of dollars handed out in awarded winnings. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. I want to run through some of my tweets from this game because this game was just a joke right from the start of it. Packers on the first drive of the ball game. 12 plays, 67 yards, 7:25 off the clock. Jordan Love to Tucker Kraft for a touchdown. Matt LaFluer cooked Nick Sorensen. If Nick Sorensen and Brian Schneider are back in 2025, we riot. And then Brandon Allen had no pocket mobility, no pocket feel to start this game, and throughout the game, that ended up being true. And I had tweeted out, a reason I wanted to see Kyle Shanahan start Joshua Dobbs over Brandon Allen, the 49ers offensive line stinks in pass pro. I don't want to hear about Pro Football Focus pass blocking numbers. They're not that good. Brandon Allen is a statue in the pocket. Joshua Dobbs is very athletic and mobile. We saw the effects of that. Could be a long day, I said. Ended up being true. The Packers ran this pre-snap misdirection motion, handoff up the middle to Josh Jacobs 3 times already. That was early in the game. Niners couldn't stop it. They couldn't stop it all day. And Josh Jacobs, more than 100 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. The Niners ran a grand total of 3 plays in the first quarter for a total of 8 yards. The Packers ran 21 plays and picked up 8 first downs. Early in this game, I saw enough from Brandon Allen. I wanted him bench for Joshua Dobbs. Joshua Dobbs would have given the Niners a better shot in this football game. I tweeted out what I said in this postgame show. The 2024 Niners are broken. Their spirits are crushed. They know it's over. They are playing and coaching like it. Sad state of affairs. That was ugly to watch. The Niners players knew they had no shot in this game once Kyle Shanahan decided to start Brandon Allen over Joshua Dobbs. Shanahan won't get fired. He shouldn't get fired. But I said after the game last week, this is the worst year of his coaching career, and it is. Continuing to run Christian McCaffrey, continuing to play Brandon Allen, playing him from the start. Penalties on offense, penalties on special teams, penalties on defense, missed tackles. It is a fraudulent football team that is undisciplined, sloppy. You continue to run the outside zone runs. They don't work. Put Jordan Mason in the game. He can't get carries until garbage time. What are we doing? Isaac Yout and Burt Toast. 49ers missed 15 tackles in the first half. How is that possible? Most in an NFL game this year. Jordan Mason has 0 carries in the first half. He ran it with them once, did Kyle Shanahan. He picked up 16 yards, went away from it. This is just so ugly. It's embarrassing. The Super Bowl hangover is real. And Niners fans have the right to be fired up. There are so many negative thoughts here that it's hard to even talk about all of it because so many thoughts are crossing my mind. It goes down as a pathetic performance for San Francisco. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Give me a follow on social media. It is wild that in the wild NFC West, the Niners are a game back of first place. But what have they shown all year to say that they're going to get hot and get it together in the last month of the season? They're cooked. They have been cooked. I said after the loss last week to Seattle, it's over. It has been over. I think it will continue to be over. Will the 49ers make the playoffs? Why for yes and for no? Not going to get in as a wild card team. Have to win the division. Let me know.